Okay, guys, I am sitting in my driveway because I don't think I'm allowed to drive my car. I'm not sure. I left my lawyer's office this morning, got his advice on the situation. I just recorded a 41-minute video today detailing everything from start to finish. And if you guys have time, when I release that video, probably tomorrow or late tonight, you should take the time to listen to it because the story is ridiculous. But I decided I was going to record this as a shorter, condensed version on what is going on with my 2018 AMG C63s Coupe. And it's a doozy. I ordered the 2017 a few months back. The reason why I ordered one is because the one that they had here was not the spec I wanted. So they outsourced a build from another dealership somewhere in Canada, and they shipped a blue C63s to them, and they basically did a car swap, and they ordered mine to be built the first week of June, which I think was like June 1st. Well, about a month in, they messaged me with the good news, at least I thought it was good news, that I was being upgraded to the 2018 for like an extra $10. Great. That's amazing. That's wonderful. Well, the bad news is, I'll get right into it, the 2018 is not regulated for Canada. It's not regulated for the United States, and to my knowledge, it's not regulated anywhere yet. I am the only person, at the very least, in the entire North America that is driving the 2018 AMG C63s Coupe. Well, that's a cool story. I mean, I'm the only guy, but this is where it gets kind of bad. They want the car back. I get a call from them to go down to the office, talk to the GM. I go in there, and he says they need the car back. Well, that's a problem because I own the car, and I didn't lease it. I didn't finance through them. They don't have the title to the vehicle. I do. I own the vehicle outright, and so they need my permission to have the car back. The only thing that they're willing to do for me is give me an SL63, which is a beautiful car. It's a $200,000 Mercedes. I love the gesture they made. Apparently, what they tell me, that some higher up executive have sent me his own personal car for the inconvenience, and they want me to drive that until the car is regulated. They can't tell me a date when the car is going to be regulated for the road. I got an email from somebody in Michigan saying they also ordered the same car I just received, but theirs, from what he's being told, it won't be released until mid-August, and I had other people in Canada say they're not receiving their car until October. So I don't know how long I'll have to wait before I can drive this car. Here's the really sketchy and shitty part about all this. The estimated delivery time for this car was July 17th. The boat where my car was on showed up here on July 2nd or July 3rd. Great. Typically it takes a week for it to go through port and for them to do an inspection and deliver it. So I talked to my sales guy, and although he could not confirm an actual date because everything is, ETA, they can't promise anything, but everything was looking promising that I'd get my car the moment I came back from Las Vegas on the 12th of July. I get a text message from my sales guy saying that there is a problem with the vehicle and they don't know what the problem is. He was thinking maybe it was something mechanically and they had to ship a part in, or maybe there's something wrong with the software, but he didn't know. The port didn't tell them. He had no idea, and at the very least, it was going to be at the end of July when I received the car. Well, I freaked out. I said, I want to see a picture of the vehicle because I don't believe that it's down there. I went down to the port to try and find it. I took my camera, tried to make some YouTube content, excited to see it come off the ship. I didn't see it. I went down there 4 days straight until I got kicked off the premises because it's actually private property down there. And that was when I started freaking out. I said, well, something tells me you guys didn't put it on the boat and you're lying to me and you're just trying to buy time. Well, that wasn't the case. He sent me a photo of the car. He said, good news, Jeff. The car is here. Bad news, end of the month. That's what it's looking like. Maybe later. They don't know. So I threatened them that I want my money back, because I originally said I did not want to buy a car at the end of the summer and then have it and only be able to drive it for a month and then put it into storage, because I live on the East Coast and we get long winters. I would have rather waited till next year, or I also had the option of buying the M4, which I talk about in the other video. I won't get into it. But I basically just didn't want the car at the end of the summer. I wanted to make content for it. I had all this stuff planned. I booked a bunch of mods. I wanted to ordered my downpipes. My chip was being tuned, turbos. A guy in Toronto was supposed to film the car to have a protective layer on it and then get it ceramic pro'd so that, there'd be no watermarks and stuff. I had a whole bunch of stuff planned. And then when he told me that it was going to be delayed till the end of the month, I canceled everything with everyone. And then I get a phone call saying, you know what, your car's actually now going to be ready for when you come home, so everything's good to go. So I asked him, well, what was wrong with the car? Why all of a sudden it's able to be put on the road? Did they fix it? And the reply was, I have no idea. Don't ask questions. Your car's ready, and that's a good thing. So I didn't ask any questions. I was excited for this car. Perfect. Well, I rebooked everything. My wife took 10 days off vacation. We were planning to go on a road trip, film everything. I rebooked the thing to get my car filmed. The guy's driving now down from Toronto to film his car and my car at the same time at a local shop. So that saves me a trip to Toronto. All kinds of stuff. Ordering my downpipes, getting all the tuning done. Well, now they're telling me that the car is not regulated to be on the road and they want it back. And that is a massive inconvenience. So what they should have done, if I would have known, I would have just ordered the 17 and I'd be driving right now. This car would be the 17 and I'd be able to drive it and do all my work and film all the videos and upload for you guys and go on this vacation with my wife and get all the tuning and stuff done to the car. And everything would have been on time. Or if my heart would have been set on the 18 at that point, I could have just waited till next year and have enjoyed it from the beginning of spring till the end of summer. Here's what they're offering me for the inconvenience for everything, and this is what really pisses me off. I got notes here so I don't ramble on too much. They offered me an SL63 from some executive, and that's the show. They're not willing to do anything above and beyond that. And they look at it as they're doing me a favor by giving me a nicer car to drive while mine is sitting at a port somewhere and I don't know when I'm getting the car back. When I specifically told them I did not want to buy a car that I was only going to be able to drive for 1 month. So I put out something else that they could do for me that I explain in this longer video that I won't do there. And they flat out said no. And I was expecting them to because my ask was pretty big. But they didn't counter with anything. They didn't offer me a free maintenance package, tire and rim warranty, extended warranty. They didn't offer me a discount on the carbon fiber packages I got or anything. They didn't even offer me a fucking gas card for the inconvenience. They just assumed I was going to bend over and take this. So that's their problem, not mine. The other thing that upsets me is the GM told me that, well, how does a trip to Vancouver sound? I was like, well, it's starting to sound better. And he said, well, we might be able to get you out to drive some AMG cars and have an instructor to show you, how these cars work and stuff. That would be a cool opportunity. If you play the long game with us, Mercedes is going to have an IOU for you, essentially. I said, well, can't you put the stuff on paper? Make a contract. Do something so that I know your word is good. Well, no, we can't do that because contracts and things take a while. They're going to have to screen you. They're going to have to look at your content. They're going to have to do all these things. So you want me to hand over my car in hopes that I have a Mercedes-Benz IOU in my back pocket that I can pull out at some point and they're going to do nice things for me? I don't think so, man. This is my livelihood. I make videos. This is how I grow my fan base. This is how I make my money. This is my entire summer's planned. I worked real hard for many years to get this car. And I know right now, guys, to people, they may go, boo-hoo, Jeff, first world problems. And I understand that. But I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for them to give me a car and then ask for it back. And to be honest with you, I think that they pushed this car on me knowing that it wasn't regulated because I threatened that I wanted my money back. And so instead of asking for permission, it's always better to ask for forgiveness. It's easier to do that. So I think that they got caught with their pants down, and now they're just throwing out all this garbage, or at least this GM is. I don't know what Mercedes-Benz Canada knows and doesn't know about the situation. So I'm fed up. I'm sitting in my fucking driveway and I can't drive the car legally. I have insurance on it. I have a temporary 30-day plate. But yet I'm told that maybe the government might show up at my house and take my fucking car. You know? And I said, I'll have the cameras rolling if you do, if somebody shows up. You know, or they're going to have to contact my insurance and tell them that, you know, it's not insurable. This isn't my fault. And they're not willing to do anything for me. The last 4 days I've been dealing with this. 4 whole days. I went down and talked to the GM for 4 hours. I was there. I went on a test drive in this SL63 that I didn't care about. I just wanted to be compensated for the inconvenience, for bailing out on my wife on this road trip, for looking like a flake to every person in this car community here when I'm booking things and canceling things and booking things and canceling things. When I forked up the money to get the vehicle and I can't even enjoy it. And yet they don't want to do anything for me. A $77 billion company does not want to make it right in any way, shape, or form. I think it's ludicrous. And I think that something shady went on behind the scenes, and now I'm the one that's suffering for it. And I know it's a petty thing to complain about, but guys, when you work hard, and I look forward to this, and I waited 4 months, it was the only thing that I could talk about and think about. I was happier than a pig in shit when I got my car. And I still love it. There's nothing wrong mechanically with this car. It's the single greatest thing I have ever driven in my life. I can't drive down the road without people breaking their necks, looking at me to go, holy shit, look at this car. It's a great feeling. It's an achievement. I worked hard for this. And for this company to dick me around on this, it's crazy. This isn't a regular Mercedes that I bought. This is a high-end, expensive car. And this is how you treat your high-end, expensive clientele? This is what you do to them? You just offer them a car and say, screw your summer? And you have nothing else that you can offer me? And you give me these excuses, these broken promises of potentially driving cars and IOUs, but yet you won't put anything down on paper? You won't be held accountable for what you're saying? It's crazy. They offered a check. They offered to give me a check for my money back, and I give him the car back. They wanted to buy it back from me. They're scared because it's a liability. I'm driving a car that isn't legal on the road. If I were to get in an accident and hurt somebody, or worse, or myself, they're on the hook for it. Can you imagine the lawsuit? I don't know what the government has to say about this car being out on the road. Do they get fined for this? Is there repercussions for them? Does head office even know about what is really going on here? Did the GM convey what my concerns correctly to them? Is he trying to cover his own ass, his own dealership's ass? I don't know. So I called Ontario today. They're supposed to be working something out. They're supposed to call me back. I don't know what's going on, but I do know I'm upset. Obviously, my wife is upset. I'm sure you guys are disappointed that I won't be able to drive the car around. And I don't know when I'm actually going to be able to use the vehicle. And all they want to do is give me a loaner. So I'm beyond frustrated about what happened here. So I wanted to shed some light. I will have the 41-minute video dropped, and trust me, guys, it's some fuckery. He even put it in my face that, you know, people may lose their jobs here. Well, I don't give a shit. You know, this isn't my fault. Don't try and guilt me to giving you my keys on a car that I own. The title says my name, not yours. This was your mistake. So make it right. Don't make me feel guilty or bad that someone may lose their job over a mistake either at Mercedes or at the port. I don't know what happened. No one's telling me. I think there's a lot more to the story than what is being told. And I don't know who's covering whose ass, if any, or it's just an entire eclipse of bad things happening and I'm suffering for it. You know, maybe nobody's to blame. That doesn't make any sense. Something happened here. So, you know, that's where I'm at. I'll keep you guys posted. The longer video will drop. Hopefully you'll watch it. And if you're listening to this, Mercedes, contact me if you want to make it right in some way. I did propose something to you. Hopefully that was sent to you from the GM that I'm dealing with. If not, you're going to hear about it in the next video, or you can contact me and we can discuss it, or even something, anything. You know, anyway, I'm done. I'm done. This is fucking dumb. All right, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't want to come off as a, you know, whiny, entitled, first world problems, you know, fuckboy. But I'm upset, man. I'm upset. I love the car, but I hate the customer service here. I absolutely hate it. I can't believe it. That's why I'm making this video, and I'm going to release the other one, because I almost don't believe the general manager that has been telling me what head office has been saying or offering or lack of offer. It just seems so... It just doesn't make sense. The amount of liability that is on the road right now, the inconvenience level, the fact that this is part of my job, and yet they're willing to do nothing, I just have a hard time believing it. And if that is the truth, we're not off to a good start with Mercedes. Love the car, hate the customer service. Watch that other video to really hear the full story from start to finish. There's a lot of details in there that I think you're going to find amusing or that might enrage you. Either way, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it to all the new subs, and I'll keep you posted. Peace.